Okay, today is going to be understanding the article repository implementation. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the world of Dart programming, specifically focusing on implementation of an article repository. This is the key component of our application management application. Let's break it down. Okay, the first thing we need to implement is our article repository implementation. Let's create a class for that implementation. How we are going to create it? Let's create a class and let's name going to be article repo implement, and we are going to implement with article repository. Article article repository, here is it. We are going to implement it in here. This article repository implementation class, which adhere to the article repository interface. It serves as a bridge between our application and data source, both remote and locally. That's why we are going to pass those two parameters. The first thing we need to pass is final article remote. What is okay? Article local is going to be local. The next thing is going to be article remote. Going to be remote. We are going to pass those things and we are going to create a constructor and dependency. It's required two parameters. Of course, it's going to be article remote and article local. Those are essential for fetching article from internet and storing them locally. Local is going to help us to store data locally, and our remote is going to help us to fetch data from our REST API. That's why we need to create a constructor. Here is how we are going to create it. After that, we need to implement everything inside article repository. Okay, this is how we are going to start it, and we need to implement it. Okay, the first thing we need to implement is like get article by ID. Okay, this is going to be like, where is article by ID? Is there a where is a article? Here is it. It's going to be asynchronous. And we are going to implement it in here. Okay, what we are going to do in here? First thing we need to do is like, if okay, this asynchronous function is going to be fetched like article using by ID, or we are going to pass this article ID. Then what we are going to do, if the fetch is going to be successful, we are going to return the article wrapped in the right. Okay, let's do that thing. Final remote and let's go to remote article. It's going to await what we are going to await. We are going to await remote dot get article by ID, and we are going to pass like article ID. That's a perfect match. Then we are going to return this thing in right, and let's pass remote article. That's how we are going to do it. Otherwise, what we are going to do, if there is a server error, we are going to catch exception and return left with server failure. That's what we are going to do. To do that, let's catch our server failure. if there is server failure, or if there is server failure on server failure, what we are going to return? We are going to return left, and inside left we are going to pass server failure. If you got server failure error, or if you got our server failure, we are going to return this error. That's how we are going to catch an error to fetch an article ID. The next thing we are going to implement is like fetch all articles. This method is going to retrieve all articles from the remote data source and catch them locally for offline access. We are going to do two things to catch or get all articles. We need to fetch it from remote data source. The first thing we need to do is that. Okay, let's implement it. It's going to be asynchronous, and let's remove this unimplemented thing, and let's try. We are going to try sketch final remote article is going to await. We are going to await remote dot get all article, or get article. Then what we are going to do, don't need anything to do. If we got get article done, we need to catch our article. To do that, let's await local dot catch article. Not catch article, it's going to be catch articles. Yeah. Then what we are going to pass it, we are going to pass remote article. Then we are going to return our right value. Our right value is going to be remote article. Like other thing on server error, let's catch a server error, and we are going to return server failure. Oh, we are going to return server failure. That thing is going to be left. Server failure. That's how we are going to catch an error. The next thing we are going to implement is going to be post and update articles. This thing is going to be like handling post article and updating articles. Both method interact with like remote data source and return the modified article. That's what we are going to do for post article and update article. First thing we need to implement is going to be post synchronous. Then it's initialized our final value. Try. Okay, remote article is going to be await. What we are going to await it, our remote dot post article. What we are going to pass it, article dot to article model. Yeah, that's how that is what we are going to do. This thing is going to be final. That's how to spell it, final. Then other thing what we are going to do, we are going to return like that remote article. Oh, before that we need to return it. Return, and this is going to be right. Okay, remote article. Otherwise, let's catch an error. Do that on server failure. We are going to return left server failure. Did I miss something? Yeah, I just remove unnecessary thing. The next thing we need to do is we are going to implement for update. We are going to do the same thing for this one. What we are going to do, let's try. Let's sketch our remote article. Going to await. Going to await. We are going to remote and update article. We are going to pass those things and those article model. Then we are going to return for write, and we are going to pass this remote article variable. Otherwise, on server failure, what we are going to do, we are going to return left with server failure. That's what we are going to do for update. The next you need to implement this like delete article. The delete article by id method allow for removing articles. Similar to others, it's handle success and failure cases gratefully. Okay, let's delete it. Some article, where is d. Here's delete. It's starting with asynchronous. Let's remove this unimplemented thing and let's initialize final remote article into await remote dot delete article by article id. The first thing we need to do, then we are going to return write. In write we are going to pass this remote article. Otherwise, this thing is going to be inside try catch block. It's going to be try and on server failure. What we are going to do, we are going to return server failure. And this server failure is going to be left failure, and this thing is going to be function. That's how we are going to do it to delete an article. The next thing we need to implement is like add to bookmark. Bookmarking is like managed by add to bookmark and remove from bookmark. This method store and remove article in local data source or local database. That's what we are going to do. Where is add to bookmark is going to be starting with a, here is it. It's going to be asynchronous. And let's remove this thing. Then what we are going to do, we are going to await just our local data source. Await local dot add to bookmark. That we are going to pass. We are going to pass our article to our article model. Then we are going to return a right value. Return right. We are going to pass article. Yeah, that's how we are going to add an article. Then we are going to implement like filter article. Need to filter article. The filter article method use tags and titles to fetch specific article from the remote data source. What we are going to do, we are going to pass those two things, our article and our title and our tags. Then we are going to fetch some data based on those filtering categories or those filtering things. Okay, let me implement filter. To do that, it's going to be asynchronous. And let's remove this thing. Then final. Or before that, let's do try final remote article. Going to await. What we are going to await, we are going to await our remote dot filter article, and we are going to pass our tag and our title. That's great for this one. The next thing we need to do, we need to await our await local dot get article. Okay, get articles. After catching all articles, what we are going to return, we are going to return our right, not small letter right. Yeah, then we are going to pass our remote article. That's how we are going to do it. Otherwise, let's catch our server error, and we are going to return left for this one, and let's pass server failure. And let me add semicolon. That's how we are going to filter it. And the last thing we need to do is like fetching the tags, and like get tags method is fetching available tags for the remote data source and allow users to categorize their article effectively. That's what get articles to do. Where is get articles? Not get article, get tag. Oh, before implementing get tag, like let's implement get bookmark. Get bookmark is going to be what we are going to do. We are going to fetch some data from our local data source, and we are going to return. It's going to be look like add article for bookmark. Final. Our articles going to be await local dot bookmark, and we are going to return right value for article. Okay, let me implement get articles, get tags, but for that let's get try. Inside try, let's initialize our tags. This tag is going to await. What we are going to await, we are going to await our remote, and let's call this tags get tag. Then we are going to return. Before that, let's catch our local dot get tags. Not get tags, for local is going to be cache tags. Yeah, and we are going to pass tags for this one. That's all we need. Then return. What we are going to return, we are going to return right for tags. That's all we need to do. Otherwise, there is server failure. If you got server failure, what we are going to return, we are going to return left for this one. Inside left, we are going to pass server failure function. Then we're going to add semicolon. I think everything is implemented except remove bookmark. Okay, how to remove bookmark? Look like a delete, but at this time we are going to remove bookmarks from our locally. To do that, it's going to be asynchronous, and what we are going to do, we are going to catch our articles. It's going to await. We are going to await. We are going to await our local dot remove bookmark, and we are going to pass our article ID, because like we are going to remove just one article by that ID. After that, we are going to return our right, and we are going to pass our articles. All we need to do to implement our article repository. Let's summarize this thing. In summary, the article repository implementation effectively manage articles data by coordinating between remotely and locally source while gratefully handling error. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more content on Dart programming and app development. Thank you for watching. Happy coding.